A Prayer by Anne Bronte. My God, oh let me call thee mine, wretched sinner though I be. My trembling soul would fain be thine, my feeble fate still clings to thee. Not only for the past I grieve, the future fills me with dismay. Unless for hasten to relief, thy suppliant is a castaway. I cannot say my fate is strong, I dare not hope my love is great. But strength and love to thee belong, oh do not leave me desolate. I know I owe my all to thee, oh take the heart I cannot give. Do thou my strength, my Saviour be, and make me to thy glory live.
A prisoner in a dungeon deep, by Anne Bronte. A prisoner in a dungeon deep sat musing silently. His head was resting on his hand, his elbow on his knee. Turned he his thoughts to future times, or are they backward cast? For freedom is he pining now, or mourning for the past? Now he has lived so long and trailed, alone in dungeon gloom, but he has lost regret and hope, has ceased to mourn his doom. He pines not for the light of day, nor sighed for freedom now. Such very thoughts have ceased at length to wreck his burning brow. Lost in a maze of wandering thoughts, he sits unmoving there, with posture and with look proclaim the stupor of despair. Yet not for ever did that mood of sullen calm prevail. There was a something in his eye that told another tale. It did not speak of reason gone, it was not madness quite. It was a fitful flickering fire, a strange uncertain light. And sooth to say, these latter years, strange fancies now and when, had filled his cell with sense of life and forms of living man. A mind that cannot cease to think, why needs he cherish where torpor may bring and relieve his pain and madness to despair. Such wildering scenes, such fitting spacious as feverish dreams display. What if those fancies still increase and reason quit decay? But hark! What sounds have struck his ear? Voices of men they seem, and two have entered now his cell. Can this too be a dream? Orlando, hear our joyful news, revenge and liberty. Your foes are dead, and we are come at last to set you free. So spoke the elder of the two, and in the captive's eyes he looked for gleaming ecstasy, but only found surprise. My foes are dead, it must be when, but all mankind are gone. For they were all my deadly foes, and friends I had not yet.
Appeal by Anne Bronte. Oh, I am very weary, for tears no longer flow. My eyes are tired of weeping, my heart is sick of woe. My life is very lonely, my days pass heavily. I am weary of repining, wilt thou not come to me? Or didst thou know my longings for thee from day to day? My hopes so often belighted, or wouldst not thus delay? Despondency by Anne Bronte. I have gone backward in the work, the labour has not sped. Drowsy and dark my spirit lies, heavy and dull as lead. How can I rouse my sinking soul from such a lethargy? How can I break these iron chains and set my spirit free? There have been times when I have mourned, in anguish of the past, and raised my suppliant hands on high, while tears fell thick and fast, and prayed to have my sins forgiven, with such a fervent zeal, an earnest grief, a strong desire, as now I cannot feel. And I have felt so full of love, so strong in spirit then, as my heart will never cool or wander back again. And yet, alas, how many times my feet have gone astray! Oft have I forgot my God, how greatly fallen away. My sins increase, my love grows cold, and the hope within me dies. Even fate itself is wandering now. How shall I arise? I cannot weep, but I can pray. And let me not despair. Lord Jesus, save me, lest I die. Christ, hear my humble prayer.
Domestic Peace by Anne Bronte. Why should such gloomy silence reign, and why is all the house so drear, when neither danger, sickness, pain, nor death, nor want have entered here? We are as many as we were that other night when all were gay, and full of hope and free from care, yet is there something gone away. The moon without, a pure and calm, is shining as at night she shone, but now to us she brings no balm, for something from our hearts is gone. Something whose absence leaves a void, a cheerless want in every heart. Each feels the bliss of all destroyed, and mourns the change, but each apart. The fire is burning in the grate as redly as it used to burn, but still the hearth is desolate till mirth and laugh and peace return. It was peace that flowed from heart to heart, with looks and smiles that spoke of heaven, and gave us language to impart the blissful thoughts itself had given. Domestic peace, this joy of earth, then shall we all the value learn. White angel, to our sorrowing hearth, return, oh graciously return. Dreams by Anne Bronte. While on my lonely couch I lie, I seldom feel myself alone, for fancy fills my dreaming eye with sentence and pleasures of its own. When I may cherish at my breast an infant's form beloved and fair, may smile and soothe it into rest with all a mother's fondest care. How sweet to feel its helpless form depending thus on me alone, and while I hold it safe and warm, what bliss to think it is my own. And glances then may meet my eyes, that daylight never showed to me, what raptures in my bosom rise, what honest look of love to see. To feel my hands so kindly press, to know myself beloved at last, to think my heart has found a rest, my life of solitude is past. But when to wake and find it flown, a dream of happiness destroyed, to find myself unloved alone, what tongue can speak what very void? A heart whence warm affections flow, Creator, who hast given to me, and am I only thus to know, how sweet the joys of love would be? Home, by Anne Bronte. How brightly glistening in the sun the woodland ivy plays, while yonder beeches from the barks reflect the silver rays. That sun surveys a lovely scene from softly smiling skies, and right through unnumbered trees the wind of winter sighs. Now loud it thunders o'er my head, and now in distance dies. But give me back my barren hills, where colder breezes rise, where scarce the scattered, stunned trees can yield an answering swell, but where a wilderness of heath returns the sound of well. For yonder garden, fair and wide, with groves of evergreen, long winding walks on borders trim, and velvet lawns between, restore to me that little spot, with grey walls compassing round, where knotted grass in the glacier lies, and weeds usurp the ground. Through all around this mansion high invites the footed room, and though its halls are fair within, oh give me back my home. If this be all, by Anne Bronte. O God, if this indeed be all that life can show to me, if on my aging brow may fall no freshing dew from thee, if with no brighter light than this the lamp of hope may glow, and I may only dream of bliss and wake to weary woe, and friendship's solace must essay when other joys are gone, and love must keep so far away, while I go wandering on, wandering and toiling without gain, the slave of ours will, with constant care and frequent pain, despised, forgotten still. Grieving to look on vice and sin, yet powerless to quell the silent current from within, the outward torrents swell, while all the good I would impart, the feelings I would share, are driven backward to my heart and turned to wormwood wear. If clouds must ever keep from sight the glories of the sun, and I must suffer winter's blight ere summer is begun. If life must be so full of care, when call me soon to weep, or give me strength enough to bear my load of misery.
In memory of a happy day in February, by Anne Bronte. Blessed be thou for all the joy my soul has felt today. Or let its memory stay with me and never pass away. I was alone, for those I love were far away from me. The sun shone on the withered grass, a wind blew fresh and free. Or was it the smile of early spring that made my bosom glow? 'Twas sweet, but never sun or wind could cheer my spirit so. Or was it some feeling of delight, all vague and undefined? Not was a rapture deep and strong, expanding in the mind. Was it a sanguine view of life and all its transient bliss, a hope of bright prosperity? No, it was not this, it was a glimpse of truth divine into my spirit given, illumined by a ray of light which shone direct from heaven. I felt there was a God on high, by whom all things were made. I saw his wisdom and his power in all his works displayed. But most throughout the moral world I saw his glory shine. I saw his wisdom infinite, his mercy all divine. Deep secrets of his providence in darkness long concealed, and to the vision of my soul were graciously revealed. But while I wondered and adored his majesty divine, I did not tremble at his power. I felt that God was mine. I knew that my Redeemer lived. I did not fear to die, full sure that I should rise again to immortality. I longed to view that bliss divine, which I have never seen. Like Moses, I would see his face without a veil between. Lines composed in a wood on a windy day, by Anne Bronte. My soul is awakened. My spring is soaring and carried aloft on the wings of the breeze. For above and around me the wild wind is roaring, arousing rapture the earth and the seas. The long withered grass in the sunshine is glancing. The bare trees are tossing their branches on high. The dead leaves beneath them are merrily dancing. The white clouds are scudding across the blue sky. I wish I could see how the ocean is lashing the foam of its billows to whirlwinds of spray. I wish I could see how its proud waves are dashing, and hear the wild roar of the thunder today.
Memory, by Anne Bronte. Brightly the sun of summer shone, green fields and raving woods upon, and soft winds wandering by. Above a sky of purest blue, around bright flowers of loveliest hue, allured the glazer's eye. But what were all these charms to me, when one sweet breath of memory came gentle waving by? I closed my eyes against the day, and called my willing soul away from earth and air and sky. But I might simply fancy where one little flower, a primrose fair, just opened into sight, as in the days of infancy, and opening primrose seemed to me a source of strange delight. Sweet memory, ever smile on me, nature's chief beauties spring from thee, how still the tribute bring, still make the golden crocus shine, among the flowers but most divine, the glory of the spring. Still in the wall-flowered fragrance dwell, and through the road with slight bluebell, my childhood's darling flower, smile on the little daisy still, the buttercup's bright goblet fill with all thy former power. For every hang the dreamy spell, round mountain star and heather bell, I do not pass away from sparkling frost or rivering snow, and whisper when the wild winds blow, or rippling waters play. Is childhood when so all divine, or memory is the glory thin, that hallows thus the past, not all divine, its pangs of grief, although by chances their stay be brief, a bitter while will last. Nor is the glory all thine own, for on our earliest joys alone that holy light is cast, with such a ray no spell of fine can make our later pleasures shine, fought long ago they passed. Music on Christmas Morning by Anne Bronte. Music I love, but never strain, could kindly rapture so divine, so grief assuage, so conquer pain, and rouse the pensive heart of mine, as wait we here on Christmas morn, upon the wintry breezes borne. Or darkness still her empire keep, and hours must pass, a morning break, from troubled dreams or slumber steep, but music kindly bides us wake. It calls us with an angel's voice to wake and worship and rejoice. To greet with joy the glorious morn, which angels welcomed long ago, when our redeeming Lord was born, to bring the light of heaven below, the power of darkness to dispel, and rescue earth from death and hell. While listening to that scared strain, my raptured spirit soars on high. I seem to hear those songs again, resounding through the open sky, that kindly such divine delight in those who watch their flocks by night. With them I celebrate his birth. Glory to God in highest heaven, goodwill to man and peace on earth. To us a Saviour King is given, our God is come to claim his own, and Satan's power is overthrown. A sinless God for sinful man, descends to suffer and to bleed. Hell must renounce its empire when the price is paid, the world is freed, and Satan's self must now confess that Christ has earned a right to bless. Now holy peace may smile from heaven, and heavenly truth from earth shall spring. The captives galling bound are riven, for our Redeemer is our King, and he that gave his blood for man will lead us home to God again. My soul is awaking by Anne Bronte. My soul is awaking, my spirit is soaring, and carried aloft on the wings of a breeze. For above and around me the wild wind is roaring, arousing the rapture, the earth and the seas. The long withered grass in the sunshine is glancing, the bare trees are tossing their branches on high, the dead leaves beneath them are merrily dancing, the white clouds are scudding across the blue sky. I wish I could see how the ocean is lashing the foam of its billows to wild winds of spray. I wish I could see how its proud waves are dashing, and hear the wild roar of a thunder today.
Past Days by Anne Bronte. 'Tis strange to think there was a time when mirth was not an empty name, where laughter really cheered the heart, and frequent smiles unbidden came, and tears of grief would only flow in sympathy for others' woe. When speech expressed the inward thought, and heart to kindred heart was bare, and summer days were far too short for all the pleasure crowded there. In silence, solitude, and rest, were welcome to the very breast, were all unprized, uncourted then, and all the joy one spirit showed, the other deeply felt again. And friendship like a river flowed, constant, strong, its silent course, for naught withstood its gentle force. The night, the holy time of peace, was dreaded at the parting hour, when speech and mirth at once must cease, and silence must resume her power. While ever free from pains and woes, she only brought us calm repose. When the blessed dawn again brought daylight to the blushing skies, we woke, and not reluctant were, to joyous labour did we rise, but full of hope, and glad and gay, we welcomed the returning day.
The Bluebell by Anne Bronte. A fine and subtle spirit trails in every little flower, each one its own sweet feeling breathes, with more or less of power. There's a silent eloquence in every wild bluebell, which fills my softened heart with bliss, that a word could never tell. Yet I recall not long ago a bright and sunny day. 'Twas when I led a toilsome life, so many leagues away. That day along a sunny road, all carelessly I strayed, between two banks where smiling flowers their red hues displayed. Before me rose a lofty hill, behind me lay the sea. My heart was not so heavy when, as it was wont to be, less harassed than at other times. I saw the scene was fair, and spoke and laughed to those around, as if I knew no care. But when I looked upon the bank, my wandering glances fell upon a little trembling flower, a single sweet bluebell. Whence came that rising in my throat, that dimness in my eye? Why did those burning drops distil, those bitter feelings rise? Oh, that lonely flower recalled to me my happy childhood's hours, when bluebells seemed like fairy gifts, a prize among the flowers. Those sunny days of merriment, when heart and soul were free, and when I dwelt with kindred hearts that laughed and cared for me. I had not went mid heartless crowds to spend a thankless life in seeking after others' will with anxious toil and strife. Sad wanderer, weep those blissful times that never may return. The lovely flower it seemed to say, and thus it made me mourn.
The Consolation by Anne Bronte. For bleak these woods, and in the ground with fallen leaves so thickly strown, and cold the windward wanders round with wild and melancholy moan, there is a friendly roof, I know, might shield me from the wintry blast. There is a fire, whose ruddy glow will cheer me for my wanderings past. And so still where'er I go, cold stranger glances meet my eye, or when my spirit sinks in woe, and heated swells the unbidden sigh. For solitude endured too long, its youthful joys too soon decay, makes mirth a stranger to my tongue, and overclouds my noon of day. When kindly thoughts that would have way flow back discouraged to my breast, I know where is, while far away, a home where heart and soul may rest. Warm hands are there, where clasped in mine, the warmer heart will not belie, while mirth and truth and friendship shine in smiling lip and earnest eye. The eyes that give us round my heart will well be warmed, and sweetly when the joys of youth that now depart will come to cheer my soul again. Though far I roam, that thou shalt be my hope, my comfort everywhere. That such a home remains to me, my heart shall never know despair. The Doctor's Prayer by Anne Bronte. The eternal power of earth and air, unseen yet seen in all around, remote but dwelling everywhere, or silent, heard in every sound. Were thine ear in mercy bent, and wretched mortals cry to thee, and if indeed thy Son was sent to save lost sinners such as me, then hear me now, while kneeling here, I lift to thee my heart and eye, and all my soul is constant prayer. Oh, give me faith. I cried, without some glimmering in my heart, I could not raise this fervent prayer, but oh, a stronger light impart, and thy mercy fix it there. While fate is with me, I am blessed, and turns my darkest night to day. Where I clasp it to my breast, I often feel it slide away. When cold and dark my spirit sinks, to see my light of life depart, and every fiend of hell, methinks, enjoys the anguish of my heart. What shall I do, for my love, my hopes, my toil I cast away, and if there be no God above, to hear and bless me when I pray? If this be vain delusion all, if death be an eternal sleep, and none can hear my secret call, or see the silent tears I weep, oh, help me, God, for thou alone canst my distracted soul relieve. Forsake it not, it is thine own, though weak, yet longing to believe, and drive these cruel doubts away, and make me know that thou art God, a fate which shines by night and day, who lighten every earthly load. If I believe that Jesus died, and waking rose to reign above, and surely sorrow, sin and pride must yield to peace and hope and love, and all the blessed words he said, that strength and holy joy impart, a shield of safety on my head, a spring of comfort in my heart. The Narrow Way by Anne Bronte. Believe not those who say the upward path is smooth, lest thou should stumble in the way, and faint before the truth. It is the only road unto the realms of joy, but he who seeks that blessed abode must all his powers employ. Bright hopes and pure delight upon his course may beam, and there mid the sternest heights the sweetest flowerets gleam. On all her breezes borne, earth yields no scents like those, but he that dares not guess the thorn should never crave a rose. Arm thee for the fight, cast useless loads away, watch through the darkest hours of night, toil through the hottest day, crush pride into the dust, or thou must needs be slack, and trample down rebellious lust, or it will hold thee back. Seek not thy honour here, with pleasure and renown, a world's dread scoff undaunted bear, and face its deadliest frown. To labour and to laugh, to pardon and endure, to lift thy heart to God above, and keep thy conscience pure. With this thy constant aim, the hope of thy chief delight. What matter who should whisper blame, or who should scorn or slight? What matter if thy God approve, and if, within thy breast, thou feel the comfort of his love, the earnest of his rest? The Student's Serenade by Anne Bronte. I have slept upon my couch, but my spirit did not rest. for the labours of the day kept my very soul oppressed. Before my dreaming eyes still the learned volumes lay, and I could not close their leaves, and I could not turn away. But I opened my eyes at last, and I heard a muffled sound. It was the night breeze, come to say that the snow was on the ground, and I knew that there was rest, on the mountain's bosom free. So I left my fevered couch, and I flew to waken thee. I flown to waken thee, for if thou wilt not rise, and my soul can drink no peace, those holy moonlight skies. This waste of virgin snow to my sight will not be fair, unless thou wilt smiling come, and after wander with me where. Then awake, Maria, awake, for if thou couldst only know how the quiet moonlight sleeps on the wilderness of snow, and the groves of ancient trees, and the snowy garb arrayed, that is stretched into the gloom of a distant valley's shade. And thou wouldst rejoice to inhale this bracing air, thou wouldst break thy sweetest sleep to behold the scenes so fair. Of these wintry wilds, alone, thou wouldst joy to wander free, and it will not please thee less, the bliss be shared with me. To Cowper, by Anne Bronte. Sweet are thy strains, celestial bard, and oft in childhood's years I've read them o'er and o'er again, the floods of silent tears. The language of my inmost heart I traced in every line. My sins, my sorrows, hopes and fears were and only mine. All for myself the sigh would swell, the tear of anguish start. I little knew what wilder woe had filled the poet's heart. I did not know the nights of gloom, the days of misery, the long, long years of dark despair that crushed and tortured me. But they are gone, from earth at length thy gentle soul is past, and the bosom of its God has found its home at last. It must be so, if God is love, and answers fervent prayer, and surely thou shalt dwell on high, and I may meet thee there. See the source of very good, the spring of purity, when in thine hours of deepest woe the God was still with thee. Or else, when every hope was fled, couldst thou so fondly cling to holy things and help man? And how so sweetly sing of things that God alone could teach? And whence that purity, that hatred of all sinful ways, that gentle charity? Are these the symptoms of a heart of heavenly grace bereft, forever banished from its God, to Satan's fury left? Yet, should thy darkest fears be true, if heaven be so severe, with such a soul as thine is lost, how shall I appear?